Everyone knows what a vampire is today. Since they were first popularized by Bram Stoker's novel Dracula in 1897, vampires have been a fascinating subject for many people. However, their origins go way back, and traces of vampire-like creatures have been found in many cultures all around the world, such as the Vetal in Hindu mythology, or again, the Vrikolakas from ancient Greek mythology. But today we're taking a closer look at a more modern vampire story that happened in Rhode Island, the curious case of Mercy Brown. Mercy Brown was born in 1873 in Exeter, Rhode Island, to George and Mary Brown. She was the second youngest of 4 children and lived a quiet and enjoyable life with her family in a small farming community. However, her life took a tragic turn when she contracted tuberculosis, which is a disease caused by germs that attacked the lungs and made a person cough up blood, among other things. In the 1800s, tuberculosis, which was known as consumption back then, was one of the leading causes of death in the world. It was a mysterious and deadly disease, and of course, many people believed that it was caused by supernatural forces. That belief led to the rise of a vampire panic among them. The people believed that the disease was caused by the undead. Unfortunately for her, Mercy Brown was one of the victims of the vampire panic. Her mother, Mary Eliza Brown, had died a painful death because of the disease, and so did her sister, Mary Olive. The neighbors and community started to think that it might have been caused by a vampire. Eventually, her brother, Edwin, also got sick and left for Colorado Springs, hoping that the climate would improve his health. Mercy Brown was just a child when her mother and sister died, but she didn't fall ill until nearly a decade later after they were buried. However, the young girl eventually died in January 1892, and about 2 months later, some neighbors came by and asked her father to exhume the bodies in order to check for fresh blood in their hearts. George Brown gave them permission, and on the morning of March 17, 1892, a party of men dug up the bodies. That's when they found out that her body had not decayed as much as they expected it to be, and that her heart still had blood in it. This was seen as evidence that she was in fact a vampire and that she was causing her family's illness. The townspeople then decided to perform a ritual to stop Mercy from causing any more harm on their community. They took and burned her heart, and the ashes were then mixed with water and fed to her sick brother, Edwin. They believed that the mixture could cure him. Unfortunately, that did absolutely nothing, and he passed away only a few months later. The story of Mercy Brown has become one of the most famous cases of vampire hysteria in American history, and it still continues to fascinate people to this day. Some, although very few, still believe that Mercy Brown might really have been a vampire. But most people believe now that the young woman was simply a victim of that period of time's ignorance. But what do you guys think? Either way, this concludes today's video. If you wish to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share the video, and leave a comment below. See you all soon for more.